First up is Roy, listening in Birmingham, Alabama, Sirius XM 131. Hi, Roy.
Hi, Mr. Hanegraaff. You have been such a blessing to me personally, and I just pray that God continues to bless you and your ministry and protect you in all that you do.
Thank you.
It's just tremendous,
Thank you.
I enjoy you so much. My question is, our church paid many thousands of dollars to a contractor for work. We had a contract in place, paid him the money, and the contractor has not lived up to their end of the bargain. And we're divided in how to pursue this. Honestly, I don't know if the contractor is Christian, certainly not part of our congregation. And, we're not necessarily talking about suing him, but I'm looking for some personal direction here that I can help to some biblical direction and where we could or should go. Half want to just let it drop. We've asked, he's refused, move on. The other half want to pursue it, at least contact an attorney to see what our options are. Can you help me with that?
Yeah. Well, I think the Bible's very clear in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 that there should not be lawsuits among believers, but even there, if you try to reconcile with someone and that person simply will not follow the prescription given in Matthew chapter 18, we're told explicitly that that person can be treated as a pagan. Furthermore, think about Western civilization. It is built on the foundation of biblical principles. So if you look at the ethics and the mores, the civil liberties, art, language, science, and even jurisprudence in Western civilization, you find that it has its root in the Bible. And therefore, I think it would be absurd to suppose that the very jurisprudence that we enjoy in Western civilization could not be used by a believer, even though it is founded on biblical principles. Of course, if we've exhausted all remedies, if we've tried everything that we can to get someone to live up to their obligations and they don't, the law becomes a recourse for us.
That's tremendous. You made it sound so simple. You said Matthew 18. Is there a specific verse in there that I would look at, or does the whole chapter speak of it?
No, Matthew chapter 18 is a prescription for what we do if a brother or a sister sins against us. So if your brother, for example, sins against you, says Jesus, go and show him his fault, just between the two of you. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But if he will not listen, take one or two others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. Then says Jesus, if he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. So what Jesus Christ is saying, in essence, is that person really is not a believer, and therefore there's a warrant to treat that person just as you would an unbeliever. So while the Bible in 1 Corinthians 6 says that we shouldn't have lawsuits among believers, we should settle the matters within the context of the body of Christ, it does go on to point out that if someone will not reconcile within the context of one believer to another, then we can treat them as a pagan, and in that circumstance, the law or jurisprudence built on a biblical foundation becomes a remedy that we can access and use as believers. So there would be nothing wrong in doing that. Now, there's still a lot of practical considerations that you may look into where it may not be worth suing. I don't know what the details are, but if this is a sizable obligation that someone has walked away from, yes, the courts are a remedy. I think it is absurd to suppose that because you're a Christian, you can't use the very legal system that's set up on the basis of a biblical worldview.